Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back for another live lesson with IK Multimedia and myself, Jesse Ricca. Check out the handles below if you're digging the lesson. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, all those fun places. Check out my band on Spotify. And, of course, I want to thank IK for having me again. We've been doing this every week, and we're going to be back next Thursday as well. And the way we're bringing you this broadcast is they hooked me up with this cool thing right here, the iRig Stream. And since 2020 does not seem to care about any of your plans, I suggest you get one of these so you can stream from your house and, you know, keep putting stuff out. So I'm going to let a couple more people get into this here with us. We're going to be talking all about harmonic minor today. That is a super fun scale, super easy to utilize, not too hard to understand. We're not going to go too heavily into, I'm going to do a little bit of theory. You're going to have to. This way you can really use it. But it's really not hard to implement and start using right away. And you're going to find that, wow, I can use this in so many songs. And it's not just like some obscure scale you're going to use in certain situations that really only come up in jazz or maybe some classical music. There's a ton of pop music that uses this scale too. Also, we're going to be giving away Amplitude 4 at the end of this lesson. So what I need you to do, if you're interested in the Amplitude 4, getting hooked up with that, I'm going to need you to send me your IK username. That's what they need. The IK username. And then I want to know what your favorite song is to jam that maybe uses secondary dominant chords, which is what we're going to talk about, and harmonic minor, that you like to use harmonic minor over. Some of your favorite songs. Some great examples, if you don't have any, are maybe you're brand new to the channel, maybe you're new to guitar on this scale, are something like Crazy by Gnarls Barkley, right? That dominant chord going to the resolving to that minor chord. That's we're going to talk more about that. That's a good example. Havana is a good example. If you don't have one off the bat. So, if you don't have one off the bat, I want to use one of those examples, all right? So let's jump right into it. I see I got some people joining us in the chat here. This is great. If you guys have any questions or if I'm moving too fast, I don't mean to do that. I do sometimes. If I am moving too fast, please let me know and send in any questions you got. I see we're getting more and more people joining in, right? Very cool, very cool. So let's just get right to it. Harmonic minor, what is it? Well, real quick, it's just the natural minor scale with a major 7, right? So it's going to give you this sound. Right? And you want to think your one chord would be like a minor major 7. If you're hip, you put the 9. Right? So that is the basic fundamentals of the scales. If you want to think of it back to I know a lot of horn players and different guys like to always think back to like the major scale, right? It would be 1, 2, flat third, natural 4, natural 5, flat 6, major 7, roots. And of course, when we're playing guitar, we want to do the whole position. We're going to do it today mostly in A minor, just because no sharps or flats in that key. We got one sharp, right? And we're going to talk about different situations we can use this scale. And we're going to talk about one of the modes that we're probably going to use more often, which is this mode right here. It's like Phrygian dominant. Right, and that's a mode of the harmonic minor scale. Right? We can also, if you want to think of its relative major, right? It would be right. We're going to talk about the diatonic chords. So let's just jump right into that, because that's what's going to help us figure out when we can use this scale, is knowing the diatonic chords in the scale. So when we see these, like, we're going to just talk about these situations where there's secondary dominant chords or diminished chords where we can use the scale, right? So the diatonic seventh chords that go with the scale is our one chord is going to be a minor major 7. Right? We're going to do this all again in A minor, A harmonic minor, I guess, the way you think of it. Right? So the first one's going to be A minor major 7. Then we have B half diminished, right? So that's a B minor 7 flat 5. Then we have a C major 7 with an augmented fifth. Right? Then we have good old D minor 7. Right, this is the chord that we're really going to use a lot. This next one coming up, I should say. This E7, dominant 5. We're going to utilize this chord to kind of play it in different situations a lot. So we're going to be looking for more of these dominant chords. So E7, right? And then we have F major 7. Bring it down here. Then we have G sharp regular full diminished. We're also going to use this too. There's a lot of tunes that have like the, and you can use harmonic minor there. We're going to talk about that. And then we're right back to our root. Here, our one chord, minor major 7. Now that we know the scale and the chords that go with the scale, excuse me, we can talk a little bit about different situations when to use it. Of course, the first one I think we really learned to use it over because it's so common is probably the secondary dominant chord, because it's a little more common in pop music. It also works exceptionally well because it's all the chords that are in a minor 2-5-1. So that's another place you can use it, a minor 2-5-1 situation, and we're going to talk about that. And we can also use it when we have diminished chords that resolve up to a minor chord, right? Because that's going to have the, right, so we got, oh. That time we resolved it to a minor 7, so you would want to do over this diminished chord, over this diminished chord, that's where we want to use the harmonic minor. The resolve, when we get to here, either go to the natural minor scale, or you could use Dorian there as well. Just going to check in on some of these questions I got here. Oh, okay, so we got a question if the Axe AIO will work with Amplitude UA. So I have actually a tech guy on this with me who can answer some questions like that, because I'm not 100% sure. I think it should, but leave that question there and I'll make sure to have somebody reach out to you, okay? And again, if you want to check out Amplitude 4, leave your question, leave your answer for the question, what harmonic minor stuff do you like to play over, and your Amplitude, your IK username, right? We'll make sure to have someone reach out to you on that, all right? Eight-bit Spanish, 8-bit. Okay. Yep, exactly. This does sound, this scale does sound like maybe you would think of, oh, that's a Spanish sounding scale, because they use a lot of the secondary dominant chord stuff, which we're going to talk about now, right? So the really common situation you're going to see this is like the secondary dominant chords. You hear it in songs like, you ever heard Georgia? Right, so you can actually use harmonic minor over that. You would want to use E harmonic minor. Then that's C major 7. having some fun with that progression. So that progression is actually G to B7, C, and then I just went to D7. I forget the actual Georgia line. I think it might actually go to E minor and then to C. It's been a while since I played that tune, but that's the super common. That's one of the tunes where you hear that. That's it. So another tune where you hear that, another really popular tune that I hear people talking about all the time. We used to play it when I was a kid. Is that Santeria tune? Right. So in Santeria, it starts with E, just an E triad, and then a G sharp, just the major chord. But you can really, they're kind of implying a seventh. That's a secondary dominant chord, and then it resolves to the minor. Right. So in that situation, right, we're going to go from this. When we get to this dominant chord, we're going to throw C sharp harmonic minor. Right. So. That's a really common tune. Another, I'm going to give you a bunch of examples, so if you don't have one for your answer, use any of the ones that I'm talking about now. Another place where we're going to use the harmonic minor scale is over minor 2-5-1s. This is probably the place where I really dug into the scale the most when I started playing jazz. And a lot of guys, once they learn melodic minor, kind of forget about harmonic minor, but it's a great way to make easy changes, especially over a minor 2-5-1, because all the chords are in this scale already. So I said we were doing it in A, so let's keep it in A. So a minor 2-5-1 in A is going to be B half diminished, and then E7, most of the time with an alteration. So let's put flat 9 on there. That keeps it really right within the scale. And then E7 flat 9, and then we're going to resolve to A minor 7. That's the more common way that you would resolve. Sometimes you'll see guys resolve it to minor major, but it's way more common to see just a good old 7. So when you get to here, this is where you would want to go back to natural minor or Dorian, right? To make the good resolution. You don't want that G sharp over that minor 7 chord. It's going to sound a little off there. So we have right. So you can use harmonic minor starting right from that first chord. So you don't need to wait for this E7 because this is already in the scale. What's great is when you get there, right, if you know the diatonic 7th chords, right, we can really start to put some cool things in there. Like, say we got... so when I got to this E7, I used an arpeggio from the harmonic minor scale. I used a C major 7 with the sharp 5. Start that one more time. I can get the execution a little bit better. You can also do it here. That's a great chord that screams out harmonic minor, and also you use it in a melodic minor as well. So knowing that arpeggio, the major 7 with the augmented 5th, is a super great way to get that that altered sound, especially when we get to those dominant chords. Right, that E7. All right, this is a fun one you can really go out on all day. Another place you see it, we're talking about secondary dominant chords. Another great place you can use harmonic minor, super common, that's called, is in your minor blues progressions, right? Your minor blues turnaround, not the major blues, right? The minor blues turnaround is going to have that flat 6, right? Dominant 5, back to the minor 1, right? And over that progression, right? So the minor blues is... So when we got this turnaround, right? That's another great situation to use harmonic minor. Let's see, we got a couple more questions going on in here. Oh, we got some answers going on. Great. Someone got back to you on that tech issue. Awesome. Good stuff. So let's keep on going with straight on with the lesson. Now the other situation I haven't really touched on yet is over a straight up diminished chord with a seventh. Some good examples of where you see this is my jazz repertoire is much bigger than my pop, so excuse me if some of you don't know, but these are great tunes to check out if you don't know them. But Have You Met Miss Jones starts off F major 7. We'll pull it this way to like an F sharp diminished, and it resolves to G, right? 2 5, then it goes 3 6, and then 2 5, right? But we're going to really focus on the first part. So F major 7. So we have this dominant chord, and we see that it's going to resolve to a minor chord next. You can use harmonic minor over there, and it'll work out really well. And that works out because the 7th chord, right, in our diatonic chords for harmonic minor is a diminished chord, right? So let's change that progression back to the key we were working. So I'm going to change that progression to 1, right? We're going to put it now in the key of, we'll put it in the key of G. So this way we're using a harmonic minor, the scale we've been working with. So we have G, G sharp diminished, right? So that's going to sound. So in this situation, right, you wouldn't want to play natural minor over that once we get there. So you would want to think like G major 7, sort of like it, right? Right here, you could think harmonic minor, or of course your whole half diminished scale, but we're not really talking about that right now. We'll get more into that later or in another lesson. And then when you get to here, you would want to think Dorian, right? So it's one of those situations where you're going to have to do a little bit of thinking as you're playing. And another way you can really think about it, it's really only adding that one note. So now it's just a couple go through the changes there, and I thought we were doing it in G, so you would have to. Right, that's a great tune. If you don't know Have You Met Miss Jones, go learn that one. That is a great one to know, and really one that you can call on a gig. I know it's the jazz gigs are kind of not happening. Really, no gigs are happening right now. But if you get called on a jazz gig, knowing that tune is a must know. So check that one out if you don't know that one. Have it, Miss Jones. Great, guys. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to wrap it up here. So that was just a couple ways that we can use harmonic minor. We talked about what it is. We talked about how to use it, different situations. Again, send us your IK multimedia account and send us your favorite tune, one of your favorite tunes to use harmonic minor over, right? In any of those different situations. Maybe it's one that has a diminished chord, right? Like we were just doing. Whoop. That resolves to a minor chord. Right? Or maybe it's a secondary dominant chord situation. We'll do it in A, so. Right? That was another situation. We also have the minor blues situation where we're doing the flat 6 to back to our minor 1. Right, and they're sending me over the winner right now. Sorry, we got a buddy here helping me doing all this. All right, so we're going to go over just a couple more things as we get our winner selected here. So the other situations I talked about were we talked about the minor blues situation, right? That comes up, that 5 chord resolving to 1. We talked about our secondary dominant chords. We talked about the diminished situation. And then we also talked about, I think those were, our minor 2-5-1 situation, right? Super common, super common. And again, I would work to scale like you would just how we talked about a couple lessons ago. I talked about how to practice scales, and this is a great one to really have underneath your fingers. Going through it with the snake. Up. Going through it with the snake, your different intervals, playing it in 3s. And I'm going to play a couple more examples here. Let's see, one song I like very. Awesome. See, so we got a couple cool submissions here. Bang Bang by Nancy Sintera. Okay, cool. I gotta check out that one for sure. But let's check out. I see they have someone turn in Havana, right? That's a good one. That's a fun one to play over, for sure. All right, so I guess we're going to announce the winner at 3:35. So we're going to keep on going over some more stuff here and give you some more examples and some fun ways we can use this scale. Yeah, any of the... You can pick a lot of the Carlos Santana tunes. There was what was that one tune he did with the guy from he had a pop tune, Smooth. That was one where he used that. For sure, for sure. I don't know that one. Lindera by I'm definitely saying that wrong, excuse me. By Al Samprock. Got a lot of cool stuff coming through here. There you go. Got a lot of cool tunes. And remember, if you want to get picked, you got to put your IK account as well. So put your IK account so we can get it on over to you. I see a lot of people dropping some cool tunes in here that are all great examples that you can use harmonic minor on. Another example I talked about in the beginning is that Gnarls Barkley Crazy tune. That make me crazy. Wait, is that? Yeah. Yeah, Smooth. Yeah, there you go. Smooth. That's a great one for harmonic minor. For sure. You play that with your band, good to know. Yeah, for sure, yeah. There's a lot of pop tunes. That's why this is a really good scale to know, because there's a ton of pop music, which is much more commonly called these days, that you can use it on. I know some of the different stuff that we're going to go over, the more advanced stuff in the future, like some of the sub stuff, you really can't use it too much in pop music, but this one is an easy kind of sub thing that you could use. It's not really a sub thing. It's kind of just taking advantage of the chords that are there. But and you can apply it to pretty much all the genres. So this is a great scale to really have underneath your fingers. But that Gnarls Barkley tune, the Crazy tune, that's another one they call on. I get heard call on gigs all the time. 6, 1. Right, and then this is 4, and then we have 3, our secondary dominant chord. Get this dominant chord. Right. Another cool thing you can do is when you get to those dominant chords, right? You can throw that instead of, and if you want to get more of a diminished sound out of that harmonic minor, remember your 7th note of harmonic minor is a diminished chord, so you can put a diminished arpeggio there. In this case, we were in C, so I threw when I got to this G, I threw a B diminished arpeggio over there. Show No Mercy. I gotta check that one. I never heard that one. Yeah, awesome. So we got a lot of really cool tunes here I gotta check out, man. All good stuff. All good stuff. Sweet Dreams. That by yeah, I think that's in there, right? Is there a turnaround in there that has a dominant chord? Yeah, yeah. It does help to know to learn the theory. It definitely helps. It is important. The more you know about the chords, right, the easier it's going to spot situations where you're like, oh, I can use this now, right? It doesn't really help if you just know the notes and you're like, I don't know. All right, I have this pattern now. Now what? Learning the chords, right? The diatonic chords that fit that scale are really going to help you find find ways you can really use it, right? We want to get out of just like practicing by ourselves, and we want to take the things from practice, right, and use them in real situations. And that's how you do it, is knowing theory, right? We practice to get the actual application down, to get it under our fingers, right? And we learn the theory so we know when to use this thing. Otherwise, we just have this piece of information we really can't do anything with, right? So learn your diatonic seventh chords for whatever scales you learn. Of course, start with the major scale, but you know, if you're working on melodic minor, make sure you know them for that. Or if you're working on harmonic major, that's one that I actually learned just like a year or so ago, and I started using more and more and more. And that one's got some cool sounds. It's like the sister scale of this. Just waiting for them to send me over the winner. We have a winner, ladies and gentlemen. Winner, chicken dinner. You get a free software program. All right, man. So we're giving this away to, let me read this right here. Oscar de Barros. Sorry, I am so white, dude. The last thing I know I'm saying that wrong. I know I'm saying Oscar right. Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, I've had a lot of fun here teaching you guys and chatting and seeing everybody having fun in here, and we're learning stuff. Using our quarantine time to our advantage. All right. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Again, check out IK Multimedia's iRig stream. Congratulations, Mr. Oscar. You have just won some really dope software. It's a ton of fun. It's you. Yeah, that's you. Sorry if I destroyed your last name, my man. Take care, everybody. I'll see you next week. Tune in again.